staggers towards us and holds up a bag of candy from behind her back. Hey guys, I'm back. I can't believe we're almost at 100 subs. What the hell? Thank you so much. Today I'm coming back with another set of scary stories, except these ones are real. These actually happened to me. Not that the other things didn't happen to me, but these were undisputably real life situations. And as I am a young woman, I have experienced a few instances of almost getting kidnapped. Of course, in those situations, I don't think I even realized that the possibility of kidnap was an option. This first story takes place a few years ago when me and my friend were going ice skating. On this particular day, we could not be fucked to walk from the restaurant we were at to the ice skating rink, and we decided to catch an Uber. We wait for the Uber to come, which only takes a few minutes, and once we get in, we direct him where to go. To set the scene, there was basically one road we were driving along that had one more exit before it basically entered the freeway, and this was the exit that my Uber driver had to turn off so that he could drop us off at the ice rink. But instead, as we approached this exit, this guy fully just kept on driving. This was my first time ever in an Uber at the time, and I was genuinely terrified of being kidnapped, so I was praying to myself that he was going to turn on that exit, and when he didn't, I literally almost shit myself. My heart dropped so fast, and I remember I turned to my friend and both of us looked at each other horrified. All of a sudden, his GPS starts bugging out. He's looking worried, and we're like, holy shit, are we about to be in a documentary? And then all of a sudden, he's like, oh, I think I took the wrong exit. No shit, you didn't even take an exit. You didn't even get off the road. We were obviously startled by this, and he tells us, I'm just gonna turn off at the next exit. The next exit being in 2 kilometers. We have to sit in this car with this man who is driving the complete opposite way out of the city for another about 5 minutes until he turns around. And when he finally took that next exit, I almost melted in sheer relief because I was so grateful that he wasn't actually trying to kidnap us. That was the first time I ever thought to myself, wow, I could have just been snatched up just like that. Easy peasy. The second time was significantly more scary though. So let me take you back to Christmas when I was 12 years old. That day I got a scooter for Christmas, which was a pretty goated present. I was super excited about it. So I'm riding it all around the road just outside my house. And all of a sudden my neighbor, who was probably like an 80-year-old man, he was really old, right? He pulls up in his car next to me, looks out the window and tells me that I look like a young lady. I was 12 years old. Boy! Who are you? Who are you? A pedophile. That's what you are, exactly. So even as a 12-year-old, I was horrified by this remark. I thought to myself, I'm not even tall enough to make eye contact with you through the car window. What about me is a young lady? This is where the conversation steered clear of a sensible conversation to be having with a 12-year-old, which there isn't many, but he asked me if I've gotten a phone yet for Christmas. Which, why would you want to know that? I mean, out of all the presents, you want to know if I have a phone? Now you want to ask for my number, huh? And I just shook my head. I was like, nah, it's okay. I'm still a little kid. He looks me dead in the eyes and goes, well, if your parents don't allow you to get a phone, you can always get me to buy you one. Bro, who are you? Actually, who do you think you are? This could have gotten this man an interview at the police station just for this alone. However, his next sentence was so shamelessly creepy that even me as a 12-year-old, it made me stop dead in my tracks and think, wow, you really are a shitty person. Because he looks at me and says, if your friends can't come around, you can always stop by my house. I've got a dog and it's lots of fun things to do around here. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of fun things to do at an 80-year-old man's house. Why would I want to go there? Your house, mind you, is covered in trees, so it is so shady in there you can't even see the house. I looked this man dead in the eyes and I rolled away. I didn't even say anything, okay? Do you think I'm about to go into Herbert the pervert's house? No the fuck I'm not. So I left that place immediately. I have much better things to be doing, okay? I could be watching Miraculous Ladybug right now, okay? I could be playing Bed Wars. There's so many countless things a 12-year-old could do that don't involve going to an 80-year-old man's house. And that man is in the grave now. So I don't know about rest in peace because rest in pieces, you know what I mean? This very last story is possibly the closest I ever actually got to being snatched up. One day me and my friend were walking home through the park, and at the time we were only about 10 or 11 years old, and there was only just a field of grass, but in the middle of the grass there was this one big tall tree, and right underneath it there was this woman parked with her dusty ass shitbox car standing under the shade looking right at us. She looked probably about 90 years old, and it is important to know that her face was creepy as hell. She looked like she was decaying in real time. It looked like her skin was slowly crumbling into the ground below her, and her eyes were just hollow sockets. She waves right at me, and I waved back to her because I was a fucking moron. I thought that this woman was someone I knew. I had kind of adopted all of the old ladies in my town. They were all like my second or third grandmas, and because my actual grandparents lived kind of far away, they were my only real connection to the older generation as a kid. So I just assumed, because I couldn't see this lady very well in the shade, that this was one of the many grandmas I had adopted. However, my friend turns to me and goes, do you know her? And I go, actually, who the fuck is that? This was a random woman. This was not one of my many grandmas. This was a random old lady. And I have nothing against old ladies, but why are you waving at me? This was the point where this escalated from a seemingly wholesome old lady waving at me to a possible original Netflix series. She staggers towards us and holds up a bag of candy from behind her back. And not only that, she has 2 packaged ice creams ready to go. She puts down the ice creams on the seat next to her and stands back up and starts pointing at the candy and shaking the bag. Who do you think we are? I might be 10 years old, but I am not stupid, okay? You are literally acting out the most stereotypical kidnapper's tale. What person holds up a bag of candy and shakes it at kids? You could have come up to me, you could have been like, I know your mom. You could have made it seem so much more convincing. I don't know why you went for the oldest trick in the book. This is why I know she was an old lady, because her techniques were outdated. Come on, you gotta modernize shit. Give me a fucking Roblox gift card instead, okay? What are you doing? Bag of lollies? Bruh, that method has been patched. Like, what are we talking about? Obviously, I said no. The fuck? Because we just look at her in confusion and shock. She starts shaking it more. She's shaking it like we're gonna start running towards her with our tongues waggling. Like, no, we are not dogs. We are human beings. So of course we ran. We sprinted out of there because we were so scared. Also, what, like, 9-year-old woman is trying to kidnap people? Like, your limbs barely work anymore. How are you gonna even contain the kid? I'm not saying it hasn't happened. I'm sure it has. But, you know, logistically, and also you're going for kids that are, like, kind of grown. Like, we have the strength to probably kick you in the ass. I don't think her plan was very well thought out. This wasn't the last time we spotted this woman, though, because we saw her lurking at the playground a few more times after that. She was waiting for us to come back, I swear to God. She was trying to find at least one victim. And not only that, we went to the town fair a few weeks later. We saw this woman sitting in her car, just chatting to the empty seat next to her. So I'm absolutely sure she probably had some kind of mental health condition, and I'm always sympathetic for people who deal with those kind of things because they are so misunderstood in society. However, you cannot be snatching kids up on the street, okay? You cannot excuse that on mental health, okay? You're weird for that. After the fair, we never saw her again, and I'm almost sure she probably passed away by now because that was about 10 years ago. And unless that woman was just a really heavy smoker, she looked like she was actually melting into the grave in real time. So that's about it for today. I know I sound like I'm gasping for air right now. It's because I am. I don't think my next video is going to be this hyper, but I literally like overdosed on Rebel today and I'm so hyper, but I don't have any more time to record this video. So I'm so sorry I sound like I've been playing in the snow. I promise you next video I will sound a little bit more relaxed. And thank you guys so much for almost 100 subscribers. I'm just so genuinely grateful for the support I've seen. All of the comments, I read every single person's comment, guys. I love all your comments. I think I'm gonna start doing shout outs because I think they're just so cute. And I will catch you guys in the next one. See you!